192 soldiers stood frozen. A colonel raised his hand to strike, but before it could land, she moved. And what happened next silenced the entire base.
They thought she would break under pressure, but what no one expected was how calm she was when violence came knocking. Begin with a vivid description of a military training base, routine, rigid, masculine-dominated. Introduce the female protagonist, composed, decorated, and new to this battalion. There's tension from the beginning, especially from Colonel Hargrove, a man known for cracking soldiers with psychological games. During an inspection with 192 soldiers standing at attention, he begins to taunt her, subtle at first, but escalating. Add unease in the ranks. Murmurs start. He questions her capability, her past. The colonel tried to hit her until she snapped his arm in front of 192 soldiers. Tease that explosive moment, but stop right before it happens. This chapter should build pressure like a ticking bomb, painting her restraint as the most terrifying thing in the room. The base saw a soldier. The colonel saw a threat. But what no one knew was what she had buried behind classified ink and silence. Take the viewer into her backstory, not in full, but in powerful flashes. She was recruited for covert operations, trained overseas, vanished from all known records for 2 years. Even her old commanding officers speak in half sentences about her. Why is she back in uniform now? Why in this unit? And why does the colonel feel threatened? The colonel tried to hit her until she snapped his arm in front of 192 soldiers. Reframe that moment not as an accident, but the inevitable clash between a predator and someone who was trained to end wars silently. This chapter must feed intrigue, using brief flashbacks, overheard rumors, and unexplained scars. In military justice, rank usually wins. But when 192 soldiers go dead silent after a single crack, something shifts in the chain of command. Now, fully deliver the moment teased. The colonel steps too close, hand raised. She doesn't flinch. With a single fluid motion, she breaks his arm. Loud, clean, final. Freeze time. Explore every facial reaction from the 192 soldiers. Some shocked, some relieved. One smiles. No one moves. Then shift to the aftermath. Base lockdown, internal investigation. But no charges. Why? Because cameras were off, but 192 witnesses saw the same thing. And every one of them repeats, the colonel tried to hit her until she snapped his arm in front of 192 soldiers. This chapter is about impact, not just action. What happens after justice is done? In her case, it was just the beginning, because the people who trained her were watching. Open with the colonel being medically discharged. The story goes viral inside military circles, but instead of punishment, she gets summoned, not by her CO, but by Pentagon officials. They don't reprimand her. They offer her a sealed mission. Meanwhile, whispers ripple through the battalion. The soldiers don't fear her. They respect her. End the chapter with her walking toward a helicopter, called back into the shadows. Repeat the line again, but differently. The colonel tried to hit her, but in front of 192 soldiers, she reminded the world why she was never supposed to be messed with. Let this final chapter echo with quiet power and cinematic closure.